Yes.
We cannot have
No
countdown ready because we direct from webcam only.
You
You
So
we just start from
see a few more people coming in. We'll go ahead and start in a second.
Alright. Hi everyone.
How are you guys?
Alright, we're gonna start, okay? Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry for the technical issue just now. So we're gonna start all over again. So, hi everyone, good morning. And we are from NexTech. My name is Manman.
My name is Daniel.
We are from
Malaysia.
Yes, hi. So whoever is in, make sure you like, share, and make sure you share it to your higher management or your colleague who is still surviving, struggling in doing Excel every day, or wanting a report very fast, okay, but they are struggling. Just make sure you share it to them, alright? Because today our topic is about Excel Empire.
Lovely. Yeah, so tell me more. Are you good in Excel?
For me, 1 to 5, I would say that I was 1 previously without AI, but right now with AI and after some work experience, I would say currently it's around like 4.
Oh,
yes.
That's good. For me personally, I would say I'm pretty okay. I'm quite proficient with Excel, but with the help of AI, of course, it's much better. I can just get a formula, click, drag down. Simple as it.
Yes, but do you know that when you throw everything in AI, it's very risky?
Oh, how so?
Because your personal details or your client details get mixed up.
Yeah, I've heard this one story of this one government worker also put in all of the confidential files into AI just to summarize. In the end, he leaked 1,000 different documents, which is quite insane.
Yes, I saw that news as well. It's very terrible.
But let's get back to it. Let's not talk about AI for now. Let's talk about Excel, right? Have you ever had the problem where you keep in the wrong data and then you ship out the wrong batch or anything like that?
It happened to my friend.
You've heard?
Yes, because we just had like a lunch session last 2 weeks. And then she told me that last 3 months ago, she was like working day and night because a lot of colleagues, they actually resigned, yeah. So she's like almost handling everything from A to Z by her own. So every day she's like working day and night, updating the Excel sheet every day manually, like just copy and paste everything. But somehow I believe that time she's too tired, so she copied the wrong information. She ended up shipped the wrong location, It's not like a simple small tiny box. It's a very big bulk of shipment. So it's a big loss, I can say.
Oh no, that's quite bad. For me, personally, wrong data, I've done it a few times, but luckily I managed to catch on. But have you ever also had the problem of having too many sheets to go through?
Yes, it happened to me before.
To you?
Yes, to me, because I handle a lot of projects. So every time when I open up my laptop, I have to open like multiple tabs from like this.
Then have to go find one by one.
Yes, correct. Because sometimes you can't recall like the sheet name is what name.
Yeah.
So you have to open one by one, click one by one to just find it back and then just update the information. But somehow I tell you one terrible thing from my experience, from my past experience, because every time when you want to update a thing, sometimes you might tend to forget like the SOP.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So sometimes when you do, you just update the first 2 sheets, but at the end of the sheet you just forget. Yeah. So when you forgot about this thing, I'm not sure whether you have to face before or not, whereby another department will come and find you.
Yeah, sometimes, let's say in sales, sometimes when you update the wrong sheet in, let's say sheet A, right? Finance department's gonna get angry. They're gonna start looking for you. They're gonna dig a hole until they find you. So that's one of the things. Sometimes they will overlook, and then we start conflicting with other departments, right?
Yes,
Yeah, do you feel the same way?
I feel it.
Exactly.
So it feels quite sad to see that also, because sometimes I do understand that other departments, they have like different stress as well from the higher management. So I do understand that, but when we have a conflict, oh my god.
Yeah. We can settle it with words, right? Sometimes.
Yes.
But wouldn't it be easier if this conflict could be just not being seen? If there's less sheets and everything else is much more automated, do you think it's easier?
Yes, it would.
Alright. Have you ever heard of the story? There's someone who made an order, and then unfortunately they keyed in the wrong formula. The wrong formula just changed every single number differently.
Yeah, I do heard this before.
Hear this horror story, okay? It's WhatsApp. You're getting a message at 3 a.m. in the morning. Suddenly it's from your manager. We shipped out the wrong batch. Oh, your heart sank, seriously. Next thing you know, it's just because of one digit probably made by a senior staff or an intern. That wrong formula changed the whole bill to not tally anymore. So from one single digit caused a company a 5-digit loss. What do you think of that idea?
Oh, for me, if I'm the boss, I can't sleep for months, for years, I tell you.
But as a client, you'll be happy, right? Suddenly you get extra.
Yes, I would.
Honestly, it's like that. So let's go through some questions. Those of us in the chat can also join in with the discussion. We'll be reading them through the screen. Anyways, let's start off with this question. Why are we still copy pasting data?
I think for newbies for Excel, I think that is the most common thing. Just copy and paste, copy
Simple,
and paste.
right?
Yes,
Super simple.
very straightforward.
Yeah. But for me personally, I've always copy pasted the wrong data. Sometimes even sent out the wrong emails. You know what that feels like, right?
Yes.
So sometimes whenever I copy paste, I felt like it's a mundane job. It's over and over and over again. So we need to find a way to get rid of copy pasting data. I used to copy pasting data.
For me, very little already, but last time I used it like so freaking often.
Too often.
Every day. As long I'm in front of my work desk, yes, copy paste is like the common thing for me.
But it's the easy way to do things, right?
Yes, it is. But it's just tiring. If a lot of data have to be copied, oh my god, I tell you, that is terrible. It's a nightmare, bro.
It's a nightmare, truly a nightmare. So for me personally, copy pasting is still relevant nowadays, but I swear it just makes so much more mistakes. But let's say you said you stopped copy pasting data, right?
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to do manual data entry, let's say, for a whole sheet?
For me, a simple report, I would say maybe half day. Yeah, but if a critical one, more complicated one, maybe more than a day. But for me, I usually have to come up with a lot of reports, because after this thing happened, it links to another thing and another thing. So I have to come up with so multiple reports. So I have to do it like, I usually spend like a week to do it, getting everything done. Yes.
A week to do it. Yeah, actually fair enough. I was laughing at you, but then again, when I think about it, I myself also do the same thing. If it's manual, it's probably going to take me a few days, definitely. That's why copy pasting is still quite relevant today. That's why we are still copy pasting data. No matter what company you go to, you will press Control V, Control C, Control V. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So let's say there's an error, right? Let's talk about that. Your friend actually keyed in the wrong number, was it in the sheet? So let's say, what happens? How do they amend it? How do they fix it?
They told me that they have to find back the sheet or the Excel to just manually open it and find. But sometimes you can't find the error until you have to click the history, that part, to scroll it down, check one by one, where is the part that goes wrong, and then you have to find it, and then you have to fix it, and then also come up with a new formula for that. Because sometimes for me or my friend, they are not like expert in Excel, so we don't really remember all the formulas. So that's why it actually takes time for us to do a formula. Yeah. So it's quite time consuming.
It is quite time consuming, yeah. I see John Fly in the comments saying, me also. Exactly, that's right. That's how we all feel, right? Anyone who's worked in like many SMEs, not even SMEs, probably in Week 4 also, they would always have a moment in time where they just forgot. The time where just small mistakes happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I also have friends, when we go for makan, right? They also told me that somehow too many, because she's a owner of a restaurant, so sometimes a lot of order overwhelming, right? Then the receipt they have to key in manually. Yeah. So when too manually you have to key in, right? Sometimes you just tend to like overlook. So sometimes she said, in the settlement when she do, it's like this amount, maybe 10K. But somehow when it comes to the report, that is short of maybe 3K, 3,000. So where is the missing part? So she's have to like, find one by one, pieces by pieces to make sure it's filled in. Or sometimes when she check, yes, every data is already filled in the Excel or maybe the Google Sheet. But where's the issue? Then sometimes she actually spends some days to just find the issue because she's not like an expert in Excel. So she takes like some times and days to like just solve this issue. And she told me what, the issue is she keyed everything, but she forgot to pull down the formula. Because, example, like when you have a formula, when you did maybe 100 rows, you already did for that 100 rows. But maybe you add another few more rows after that, maybe another 5 more rows, but you forgot to pull down the formula. So when you maybe like do a pivot table or what, you forgot to pull down the data is missing. So you can't get the final figure. So that's why when she do the job, like to just tally back the bills, everything is not gonna be valid because everything is gonna be manual. So that's the part that very headache part when it comes to manual job.
That's true. That's true. It's like that routine, that automated motion is like, that's the one thing that changes everything. So let's be honest, right? Let's talk about how businesses work. So how do businesses start with just one Excel sheet? But now we are like drowning in 50 of them. That's too much, right?
Yes.
So everyone in comments, have you ever met a single business owner who genuinely loves managing their entire inventory on Excel? No, right? Do you guys know? Leave a comment below. So now, let's move on a little bit, right? Let's talk about NT. How is NT doing now?
We are doing many things, actually. A lot of projects.
Let me tell you something. You could join our webinar soon. We'll be hosting it live on Zoom. All you gotta do is probably leave a comment below. Yeah. So anyways, let's get back into the thing. Let's get back into our Excel discussion. So one of the things that I noticed also is that let's take a deep dive. What would solve this copy-pasting error? Have you ever heard of ERP systems?
Yes, I heard before.
Enterprise Resource Planning System. So basically, let's take a step back. So we're still copy-pasting data, right? What do you think is the psychological barrier that's stopping people from doing more manual jobs? So like, let's say, right, the tech to automate everything is already there.
Yes.
But what's stopping owners from changing from Excel to ERP systems?
Maybe, I think, come to the truth, maybe people are just worried about the costing, or maybe they just afraid to take another step to make the changes, or maybe they are, not sure about ERP system, because nowadays people are using more on CRM, but they don't really know what is ERP. Yeah. So no one actually explained to them what is ERP, what it can help them with their business. Because for us, we already tried with ERP, it's so simple, but the rest of it, they haven't known what is ERP. It's so convenient. When you try, you will know, you will love it.
Exactly. But you see, that's the one thing. People are not trying, so they're not changing in a way. So they're not realizing there is a better way. So whenever we implement an ERP system, you have to remember, it's a single source of truth. Basically, how does one have a unified system change the daily stress levels of a local business team? what happens? Of course. So once everything is automated, it eliminates everything that we just talked about just now. Conflict, losses, bills not tallied. So we can actually change the entire dynamics just with a single system. Exactly.
I believe the stress part, it really helps. Because I also came across this as well last time. So I also see a lot of news as well about those young teenagers, they can't handle stress. Especially those fresh grad, they just came up from college or university, but they just started a new job, but they can't handle stress. Especially everything is manually, you have to key in the Excel. And somehow, maybe their uni didn't teach them how to use Excel properly. So maybe they are not used to it. So they have to key in manually every day. So they feel very stressed, So they need to find a way to release the stress also. So of course, I believe ERP can help that, right?
Definitely, it would definitely help. So, like you said, back in college, I remember I was me and a few friends of mine, maybe like 3 or 4, we were the only ones who took the Excel class. Everyone else did not take an Excel class. In the end, by our final year project, half the class could not use Excel. They could use it, but for simple plus minus. But they could not utilize it for forecasting, they could not utilize any other of the tools. So that's true. It's people have to learn, right?
Yes.
So things have to learn. So it's not that easy as well. Oh, I see another comment from Ted. Hello Ted, how are you? So they said some are already comfortable with their system. Of course. Yeah, that is true. It's quite comfortable with their system. That's why they're quite resistant to change. So it's always important to try and change, maybe learn something new every day. So, for example, Excel, just learn a new formula every day. You can always now use Gemini as well inside. Other than that, we have another comment from Jeff Bong. He says it's very messy too. Yeah, that's true.
Who's gonna remember all the formula for Excel every day?
Be honest in the comments. How many of you have at least 12 tabs on your Chrome right now? Reveal yourself. I know you're in there.
Me.
Yeah, it's okay. Me too. We all do the same thing. But yeah, that's one of the very things. So let's move on. We have about a few more minutes left. So let's talk about something. Our webinar. Our webinar will be soon in August. So please stay tuned and always follow, hit that notification bell, and remember to check out for any of our updates for our webinar. What's in our webinar, Maman?
What is in our webinar? It's a Zoom and it's on 5th of August. Yeah, we're gonna talk about ERP system, how to use it, because I saw John actually put in the comment. He's asking, is it easy to use ERP system? So we're not gonna talk much about ERP system today. So if you want, you can actually come to our webinar. It's free, right?
It's free. Free to join, free to listen. And if you're not ready, if you're ready, there might be a little gift for you at the end of that webinar, by the way.
No, really? So you can ask your boss or your management or maybe your colleagues or your friend who's actually just started up a business, a small one or a medium size. Also, we are very welcome you to join our webinar. It's on the 5th of August. Alright, so, and also we saw...
do see one moon. Excel is cheaper, they said. Oh yeah, Excel is cheaper.
Of course, but the time that you consume to do things, to do all the things, do you think is cheap?
You took the words out of my mouth, exactly. Time is money, remember that?
Yes, because every single minute you can do so many things, imagine that, right? So, reducing the time to do all this manual job, how long are you going to solve it? You solve it this time, imagine every month you have to do the same thing over and over again. So imagine, after years you are still doing the same thing. People are moving forward, but you are still living at the years behind.
Exactly.
Yeah, so why not you just take a move and come to our webinar and see how it can help you.
It's 2026. Are you still typing in your data? Exactly. We had another comment right here, also by Mamun. When is the webinar? Of course, it's on 5th of August. It's called Simplified Business Management for SMEs. And as you can see, yes, our partners have already added the link into the chat. So, do click, do sign up. If you want to join, if you want to learn how to automate your business and how to simplify everything, just join the event.
Yep.
Okay. So now we'll be taking questions from the floor. Do you have any more questions? You can drop by. You can just drop it in the comments. Anyways, Maman, let's talk about it. So, of course, ERP systems have been quite easy to use. But let's talk about maybe some issues you're having right now. Do you have any issues with your stuff? For me personally, I'm having this problem where I have too many sheets, and now I try my best to keep it all connected by adding links to other sheets. But I feel like it's not as effective. Have you been doing anything to make your system much more compact or much more simpler?
Yes, I did. Last time also I did the same thing, because when you handle a lot of projects, you have multiple links, multiple Google Sheets. So you have to store everything in one place. Sometimes it's hard to manage as well. Because sometimes, yes, you did try your best to put everything in a place, but somehow there will be one or two is missing. So when people ask about you, where is the link? You cannot find. When people chase you about the data, you say, give me some time because I cannot find. It happened before, right?
Yeah, true. Anyone in the comments have ever happened to them? For example, where your Excel sheet is getting too overwhelming and you're finding your own way to make it more simplified for yourself? Do drop it in the comments.
I believe everyone's feeling the same also.
It's alright. So basically,
Yeah.
let's keep talking. So, NexTech. What are we quite specialized in? We haven't given them an intro of what we actually do. What are we specialized in?
We specialize in
AI.
AI, and also we do a lot of things. Maybe you can tell more about that.
Basically, we do web design, we do IT. We're an IT company that helps you simplify your business. We take your workflows from A to Z, probably shorten out to G to F. It's
Yep.
much simple as that. We can help you do anything, and if you ever need something, you can always hit us up in the comments. Or you can also drop us a message or give us a like. Anything like that. Yeah, so we can do all kinds of things. Basically, we specialize in AI, we've done generative AI, we've also done chatbots, and many others. We're an IT company based in Malaysia, so if you ever need anything, hit us up.
Of course, if you are not only in Malaysia, we are not only targeting Malaysia. Let's say you are staying in maybe Singapore or maybe our neighbors beside Malaysia, feel free to drop by and just let us know, DM us, okay? Or you can register our webinar to understand more about the ERP system first, and then we can talk more about that. Yeah?
Alright. Any questions from the floor? If none, then let's keep talking about it. Let's say that sometimes, one of the things is that we've had a question that I see on LinkedIn before. They said that last month my staff added an extra 0 into the inventory sheet. Then they accidentally shipped out double the stock. The client was very, very happy, but the manager nearly had a heart attack. So, what do you feel about that? I feel like the extra 0 is so classic. It happens to every SME. So we laugh right now, but it's actually quite terrifying because Excel doesn't care if you type 10 or 100. So do you think we need automated guardrails?
Yes, we need, of course, to avoid all these things. To avoid bigger losses, yes. we
Exactly, to avoid bigger losses. At the end of the day, it's about profit loss, correct?
need. Yes, correct.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so, NexTech, this is us learning about the Excel Empire.
yeah. So I don't see any questions, so I believe that's it for...
Oh, we do have something from the floor.
Let's see...
Jeff Gong, I tried to fix the Excel format and ended up making it more complicated to others. That is real. I remember one time I actually tried to fix a formula. Ooh. Every sheet just gone wrong. Luckily, I can press the undo button. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z.
For me, for my part, I faced before in my past experience, okay, my ex-company, when I told my colleagues, because I believe everyone, for my colleagues at the time, were like very newbie to Excel. So somehow that time I was like slightly expert already. So I did all the formula. Every time when it comes to a new project, I always come with all the formulas, in Excel. But somehow I already teach them like how to use this formula because I understand that not everyone know how to use formula for Excel. So I already did everything for the formula for them. I teach them you just have to pull down and then all the information will just show there. So yes, but somehow I can say that especially the oldest one, they are very, very stubborn. They don't really listen to instructions from the younger one. I'm not sure, it doesn't apply to everyone, but it happened to my ex-company or my experience. Yeah, so they don't listen. Somehow they just still continue with their manual job. So somehow when I just pull down, I try to pull down, hey, the formula is missing. So for my part, I have to find back one by one to just get it done. You know how headache it is?
I can already imagine. I'm already getting the headache right now.
Yes, when you think back, oh my god,
Have you ever met anyone using pen and paper?
oh my god, I did! There is more manual job, I did. They always write on papers, and what happened? They can't find the paper. They write all the orders already, how the client, how much they want, they write on a piece of paper, but they didn't stick on anywhere, they just simply just throw on the table, but somehow there's one time, the cleaner thought it's a rubbish, so they just dispose it. So, and now when the boss asks like, hey, so how is the shipment, how much they know how many quantity they want, we can't answer. You know what we did? We have to manually call the client again to ask like, hey, what's up? About the thing, right? We have to ask like, yeah, it is. We have to ask again like how many quantity you want, where you want to ship, all these things, It's
almost
so
unprofessional. But it's okay. At least you guys called and settled it on the spot. Yeah. So we only have 4 minutes remaining. Just to let you guys know, if you ever want a consultation with us, you can contact us at www.ntglobal.ltd and hit the contact us form. Remember, for a consultation, you can contact us at www.ntglobal.ltd/contact us. You can also check it out in the comments. Yeah. So you can always get us up for a consultation. Nian said something.
It happens to me.
It happened to you also. Yeah, it does happen.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Alright, so I believe that's all. I don't see any comments coming in. Is there any new comments?
No.
Alright.
No questions?
Alright, let's call it a day.
Alright. So anyways, thank you for joining us. Smash that like button. Share this with your friends. Comment what you think about this episode. Remember, it's the Excel Empire. And we'll see you next week. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Bye-bye.